My child, if your heart has been heavy, if your spirit has been restless, if something inside you whispers that life must mean more than this, then know this: you did not find this message by accident. No, you were called here. There are no coincidences, only sacred alignments. Come. Sit with me. Today, I speak to you not as a teacher, but as a fellow traveler on this winding road of existence. I have walked through the shadows of confusion and climbed the mountains of stillness. And I bring you this message, not just from my lips, but from the quiet voice that speaks through silence, from the divine that watches when no one else does. Let me tell you a story. Many years ago, I met a man at the edge of our monastery. He was old, his beard tangled like vines. His eyes were fierce yet tired. He said, "Monk, I've lived 70 years. I've built businesses, raised children, earned honor. But last night I realized I never truly lived a single day in peace. Can you help me find peace before my time runs out?" I looked into his eyes, and what I saw was not regret. It was urgency. The kind that burns not because time is cruel, but because the soul knows it was made for something more. You see, my friend, the truth is this: we spend our lives chasing things that will one day turn to dust. Titles, possessions, opinions of others. We hoard moments we never truly experience. We race toward a future that never arrives, forgetting that now, this very breath, is all we ever had. So I told the man what I tell you now. Peace isn't found in the world outside, but in the stillness within. You must make a choice, not someday, but now. The world will offer you noise. You must choose the quiet. The world will offer you fear. You must choose faith. And yes, choosing peace may cost you something. Friends may not understand. The world may call you strange. But the soul will rejoice. And that joy cannot be taken. Now listen carefully. I want you to close your eyes just for a moment. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale and exhale slowly. Again. Feel the air fill your body. That breath, so simple, so overlooked, that breath is your reminder. You are alive. And as long as you are alive, it is never too late to begin again. I want to share 3 truths with you, truths I've gathered not from books, but from sitting in silence for hours, from walking barefoot through forests, from watching people come and go like waves on a shore. First truth: you do not need to become someone else to be worthy of love. You are not broken. You are simply buried beneath layers, the world wrapped around you. Peel them away, gently, slowly, and you will meet your true self. That self has always been enough. Second truth: time is not promised, it is gifted. Every moment you waste worrying about things beyond your control is a moment stolen from peace. Let go. Surrender doesn't mean defeat. It means trusting that the divine has a plan deeper than your own understanding. Third truth: what you seek is already within you. The world has taught you to chase happiness, to hunt down purpose. But the monk's path is not to chase, but to sit, to see, to be. And in the being, the truth reveals itself. Let me pause here. Take these words not as commands, but as seeds. Seeds that must be watered daily, with meditation, with gratitude, with kindness, with stillness. Do you remember when you were a child, how the smallest things brought you joy? A ray of sun on your face, a puddle to jump in, a story whispered at night. That version of you is not gone. It is waiting for you to return. You do not need more things. You need fewer distractions. You need to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Let us begin a practice together. Each morning before you touch your phone or begin your routine, sit for 5 minutes. Breathe. Feel your heartbeat. Whisper these words: I am here. I am enough. I am guided. These are not empty affirmations. They are sacred alignments. They tune your spirit to the frequency of peace. And when the world pulls you into chaos, and it will, return to that breath, that pause, that sacred center. Let me tell you something else the old man told me weeks before he passed on. He said, "The greatest tragedy is not dying. It is living without presence." I wasted too many moments thinking about tomorrow. Now that tomorrow is no longer mine, I see how much beauty I missed today. That is why I tell you, this message may be the most important you ever hear. Because while others chase the next thrill, the next goal, the next escape, you have chosen to sit in stillness. And that choice, that quiet act of rebellion, is how you begin to transform. And this is only the beginning. In the next part of our journey, I will share with you the 4 sacred mirrors of life and how they can reflect your true self back to you in ways you've never imagined. Until then, walk gently, listen deeply, live intentionally. This is your time. Welcome back, my dear one. You have stayed, you have listened, and now you are ready. Earlier, I spoke of 3 sacred truths. Now, I will offer you the 4 sacred mirrors of life. These are not objects, but experiences. Each one reflects back who you truly are, if only you are willing to see. Let me explain. The first mirror, people we admire. When you see someone and feel a pull toward them, a sense of awe, inspiration, or even envy, it is not because they are better than you. It is because they reflect a part of you that has not yet fully awakened. We do not admire what we cannot recognize. That strong woman, that wise elder, that gentle soul, they are mirrors of your own potential. So the next time you find yourself saying, "I wish I were like them," remember, that seed already lives in you. Nurture it. Let me tell you a story. There was a young monk in our temple who adored the master's calmness. "I could never be that peaceful," he used to say. But one morning, I watched him kneel beside a sick dog, whispering prayers with such serenity that even the wind seemed to pause. In that moment, I leaned in and said, "You have already become what you admire. You just didn't notice." The second mirror, people who challenge us. This is the difficult one. Sometimes life places people in our path who trigger pain, frustration, anger. But they too are mirrors, not of our faults, but of our unhealed wounds. That harsh boss, that critical sibling, that distant partner, they awaken the parts of us that still crave healing. They show us where we have given away our power. They reveal the stories we still carry. I am not enough. I must prove my worth. I must be accepted. But here's the truth. You don't need to fight the mirror. You need to tend to the wound it reflects. And remember, some people are in your life not to teach you how to change them, but to teach you how to change the way you see yourself. The third mirror, the patterns of our life. Have you noticed the same situations repeating? Perhaps the same kind of heartbreak, the same financial struggle, the same fear when it comes to being seen or heard? That is life gently whispering, "You are stuck in a loop, and only you can break it." Our external life is an echo of our internal state. When we transform the inside, the outside follows. Not always instantly, but inevitably. When I first entered monastic life, I kept attracting conflict. I thought I had escaped the world's chaos, but the chaos followed me. One night, in deep meditation, I heard this question arise. What are you still holding on to? It was pride. Hidden, silent pride. The belief that I had already let go. Once I saw it, I wept. I forgave myself. And slowly, the conflict faded. Not because the world changed, but because I had. The fourth mirror, the present moment. This is the clearest yet most overlooked mirror. Right now, this moment. How do you feel in your body? Is there tension in your chest? Are your thoughts racing? Are your shoulders tight? Your body is always speaking. The present moment is always showing you the truth of your experience. We often live either in the past, replaying regrets, or in the future, chasing illusions. But life only happens now. You can only heal now. You can only love now. Pause. Breathe. Place your hand over your heart. Can you feel it? That's the drumbeat of your soul. It has carried you through everything, every sorrow, every joy, every sleepless night and sunrise. It has never asked for anything in return, only that you listen. So I ask you now, what has your life been trying to tell you? What patterns keep showing up? Who have you been drawn to? What dreams have you buried beneath the noise? Because until we listen, we remain asleep. But once we awaken, once we truly see the mirrors, everything changes. Not outside, but within. And once the within changes, the outside becomes lighter, softer, more aligned. Let me offer you a practice. Each evening, before bed, take 5 minutes to reflect on your day. Not with judgment, but with awareness. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? What mirror showed up in my life? Where was I reactive? And why? What am I grateful for right now? Do this for 1 week, just one. You will begin to see your own patterns, your own growth. You will begin to see yourself more clearly, and slowly, gently, the fog begins to lift. Dear one, we live in a world that tells us to keep running. But the sacred path does not require running. It asks for stillness. It asks for presence. It asks that you see yourself, not with the eyes of the world, but with the eyes of the soul. And if no one has told you this, lately, let me tell you now, you are not behind. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are unfolding exactly as you are meant to. Everything you've been through, every tear, every failure, every delay, was not a detour. It was preparation for this moment, for this awakening, for this version of you that is ready to rise. And now, you are ready. In our next conversation, I will share with you the 5 gates of inner freedom and how to pass through them so that your heart no longer carries the weight of yesterday. Until then, be gentle with yourself. Speak kindly to your soul. And remember, the divine sees you, and you are loved. Walk slowly. Breathe deeply. Trust your journey. You have returned, and I honor you for that. Few are willing to sit still long enough to hear the soul speak. But you, yes, you, have chosen to listen, to reflect, to wake up. Now, my final message for this chapter. What you are seeking, peace, clarity, freedom, it is not found by escaping the world, but by passing through 5 sacred gates within yourself. These gates are not guarded by others. They are watched over only by your own fears. But once you walk through them, life begins to flow differently. Not easier, but lighter. Real. Let us walk through them together now. The first gate, acceptance. This gate asks you one question. Can you stop fighting what already is? We spend so much energy resisting. We reject our past, our mistakes, our scars. We wish we were someone else, somewhere else, with a different story. But true peace begins the moment you stop saying, "Why me?" and start saying, "Now what?" When I was a young novice, I struggled with deep shame. I had lost people I loved. I blamed myself. I tried to meditate it away, to fast it away. But the pain stayed. Until one night I whispered, "It's okay. I accept this as part of me." That was the first night I slept in peace. Acceptance is not weakness. It is the strength to face truth without turning away. The second gate, forgiveness. Who do you still carry in your heart? Is it someone who hurt you, betrayed you, left you? Forgiveness is not about letting them off the hook. It's about setting yourself free. Because every grudge, every resentment is a chain, and you cannot fly while chained to the past. Some of the deepest peace I've ever seen was in an old woman who forgave her husband after decades of silence. She said, "I didn't forgive him because he deserved it. I forgave him because I deserved peace. And you do too." The third gate, surrender. This may be the hardest. We think if we plan more, control more, we can prevent pain. But life has never promised us control, only grace. Surrender is not giving up. It is giving in to a wisdom greater than your own. It is learning to say, "I don't know what comes next, but I trust." Imagine a leaf floating down a river. It does not fight the current. It simply flows. That is surrender, and it takes great courage. The fourth gate, stillness. The modern world rewards speed, but the soul blossoms in stillness. Stillness is not idleness. It is listening. It is waiting until your actions come from clarity, not fear. Every morning, I sit in silence, not to escape the world, but to remember what matters before I step into it. Try it. Even just 10 minutes. No noise, no screen, just your breath, your being. You will hear whispers you've never heard before. That's your soul. It's been waiting. The fifth gate, compassion. This is the gate of the awakened heart. Once you have accepted yourself, forgiven others, surrendered to the flow, and found stillness, there is one thing left to do. Give love freely. To see others not as enemies but as fellow souls struggling quietly. To offer kindness even when it is not returned. To speak gently even to those who speak harshly. And yes, compassion includes yourself. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. You must learn to love yourself not because you are perfect, but because you are divine. You are not just a body. You are not just a role or a name. You are a light. If you've stayed with me this long, then my child, you are one of the chosen. Not because you are better, not because you are holier, but because you have chosen to awaken. And that choice, that sacred choice, is everything. Many will scroll, many will forget, but you have remembered. Remembered. That time is sacred, that every breath is a gift, that your life is not a race, but a path. And every step you take in awareness is a step closer to peace. I do not ask that you be perfect. I only ask that you be present. From this day on, you have the tools, the mirrors, the gates, the breath. Use them, and when the world grows loud again, and it will, come back here. Come back to the stillness, to the breath, to yourself. You are not alone. You never were. The divine walks beside you. Always. May your path be gentle. May your heart be light. Until we meet again, walk in peace. This concludes Chapter 1 of Divine Wisdom. More teachings coming soon. You are loved. Subscribe to continue the journey.